Today is 2026 and it's a very important time for very different diverse transformations in the world, and as intelligent species, human beings as we like to call ourselves, we need to adapt to everything that happens in the world. And the best way to adapt is to know yourself, how you adapt, what's your energy type, what is the best way to adapt for you, because there is no universal way to adapt. That's why we are all unique, we are all different, and of course, science like to find patterns, categories. Why? Because it's easier to control, to sell, to advertise by categories, and it's easier to feed algorithms. Like, humans are very complex, and to make us less complex and be more like machines, all those categorizations, patterns of behavior are created. And of course, there are many exceptions from the rules, to the point that rule doesn't matter because there are so many exceptions. But so the rule would matter, exceptions are kind of hiding. My take on that. So even in psychology, even in coaching, when we take, for example, those practical theories as internal family systems, when there are different roles living in our heads, having different functions, what's that? Are we promoting multiple personality disorders or what? What's that? Are we incapable to handle the complexity of our own being? I think we are capable. But why it became so popular in our culture that we have many functions with like characters in the movie in our head with different functions, and they are overlapping, they are talking like and people believe in it, like people do think that it's helpful. I don't. Anyway, the point of this video is that at certain point in our history, like now, human design, or maybe astrology, if you're good in it. I'm not that good in astrology. I do understand more human design, how it works and why it's important. But knowing yourself through those systems, which are not based on self-reporting as other psychological tests, even though people say that psychological tests are very well made, many questions are repeated to make sure that the same kind of concept or question is asked over and over during the test, and it's answered, even if it's answered differently, but the most often repeated answer is recorded. Anyway, people try to get self-reporting to the point that they try to get the real answers from people, right, through this psychological test. Yet we are evolving species. We are evolving all the time during our life. So you will not be able to get your more or less stable characteristic for all your life to base your goals, long-term goals, or to base how you would like to develop yourself for a long run. and more basic stuff like energy type that human design gives us. For example, today I had a session, a divorced mother of 3 kids, and we were talking why she's not sleeping. Like, she sleeps 2-3 hours per night. Why? Because she needs time for herself, because the days are so chaotic and busy, and she is so involved in lives of her kids, work, everything. She doesn't have time for herself. So when they go to sleep, all 3 different ages, she's like, time for myself. She's exhausted. She needs sleep. She doesn't understand that she needs recharging her body, like basic needs. She doesn't understand. She rather chooses to be this, to have this numbing activity. She doesn't meditate. She doesn't do anything for herself. She watches TV till 3 a.m. in the morning. What's that? And and she said, also, I'm studying human design. And like, okay, we are on the same page. We have same language to talk. I asked her energy type. She said me, and I'm like, really? And knowing that, you know that you need a lot of resting. It's in your design. You know it, and yet you betraying yourself. You're exhausting yourself by this lifestyle. Because if you know your design, your energy type, for my energy type, I better not to work 9 to 5, because the consistency of routine doesn't go well with my energy type. I need more adjustments. Like, I really enjoy my coaching practice because I can adjust the hours. I can recharge between the sessions. I can go outside. I can be more flexible, even though the flexibility is guided by my clients and the appointments. Yet I kind of adjusted to that, and it feels like my time is flexible. I don't need to wake up every morning at the same time and go to work. It's like, hopefully I will never do it again. And it was almost 7 years I'm on this schedule. So hopefully never again. But before 20 plus years, I was living by different schedule, not knowing what's supposed to be good for me. And what was the result? Well, autoimmune condition was the result, because I was going against myself, against my nature, against my energy type. We can call it energy type as in human design, but it's really how my body functions, how I need more freedom, how I need more agency in decision making. I can't, I don't do well when people tell me what to do all the time. I can adjust from time to time for the project, but not periodically. And other types of people are made for that. And majority in society, like 70%, majority, 70% of people are made for this sustainable, like, consistency every day doing the same schedule. They are made. That's why we have it like norm in our society. But it doesn't mean that everybody can do it. And if you know your type, you can adjust your lifestyle to your type. And, and it will make your life easier. It will make life of all the people around you easier, because you will understand yourself, you will understand what is better for you, you will inform on the boundaries, you will inform on your needs, you will feel better about yourself. Like self-image, self-worth will reflect on the level of kindness, the level of patience about other people, the level of compassion towards other people, understanding what they might be in what situation. You will be less in this situation, like I'm struggling, then you should be okay struggling. No, you don't need to struggle. You create your own life the way you want it, then you will be outside of this position requiring or normalizing struggling for others. You will be more helpful for them to get them out of struggling, right? Because you are not in this position of struggling. You know that it's better not to be in struggling, because it's cool, it's good to be happy. So you will be more in position, okay, what can I do for you to make you happy, to get you out of struggle? That's about self-worth, about self-image, when you kind of know who you are, what is good for you, and you are in the position that you want good for others. When you are struggling, you say, well, everybody's struggling. I'm in pain. Well, everybody is pain. Why should be only me in pain? You know, this kind of thinking, then it proliferates itself. You get out of it first. Be selfish, get out of first. Then you see the world with different eyes. And human design helps with that, because it allows you to understand who you are, what's your energy type, there's so many answers if you are interested in it. There's so many unstuckness in it. If you're confused in life, if you're tired, if you don't know what's next, if you're afraid of the future, you don't see the future clearly, right? You can go inwards, understand who you are, what's your strength, what's your weaknesses. Knowing that creates some basis on what you can stand in life of uncertainty. You will have at least some clarity about yourself, and that's already a lot.